Okay, so today I have with me a wonderful lady. I mean, she's one of our best vocalists in Ghana. She has a song. She has a voice on a lot of songs, and she recently won an award, and I'm very honored to have her here. She's in the person of Esther Godwyll, my tardy sister. Yeah, so Esther, welcome to my studio.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm honored to have you in my studio.
And I'm honored to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know you have a tardy background, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you share with us your upbringing, where you were born, where you grew up?
Okay. Yes, so I was born in Takrade. My parents are into ministry, Reverend John J. Godwyll and Lady Pastor Christiana Godwyll.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I was born in Takrade, grew up in New Site and Naje area. So right from infancy, my mother tells me that I started making a joyful noise when I was 3 years.
Okay.
So she would, from time to time catch me singing a few songs. But songs if you were not righteous. So mom was like, no, follow the plan. We are going the gospel way, the Jesus kind of way. And here am I.
Wow. Wow. So that means you grew up in a ministry-oriented family.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How was it like growing up in a ministry-oriented family? Was it strict? What kind of upbringing was it like?
Okay, so I would say it was a combination of the two. It was strict and it was lenient at the same time. So the strictness was coming, of course, from daddy. Daddy would ensure that, you follow the plan, you follow God's way. And sometimes mommy would pamper us small, but, without bending the rules. The rules were clear. There are no short corners to greatness, and that we have to follow God's plan for our lives. Yes.
Wow. So what memories do you have of your childhood in New Site and all those places? What kind of memories do you have of Takrady or those places you grew up in?
Yes. My mother tells me that I think Moko Crutch by a 5. What's Moko Musias and what trigger? Man was Auntie Christopher for man. Yeah, I was always was summer crutch like 5 times. Later I moved to Pentecost school.
Okay.
And I was patched though. What's the mobile school? A lecturer nor chance and I'm singing. I was like, hey, that's one day some way. Then I later moved to Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, so from nursery to I think grade 5 or so, and moved later to Very International School. And at school, I was in the choir. Making some of the assemblies now. I would be yes, Sister God would give us the morning tune, and all of that. Yeah. See, at home, I was enrolled in the Sunday school choir. Yeah, where I was mentored by Pastor Emmanuel Jokoto Jr.
Oh.
Papa Jr. Hello.
Wow.
Yeah, and my father himself was the music director of the church then. So, yeah, music for me started at a very tender age.
Wow, that's interesting. So, when you grew up, when you had a tito, what kind of music were you exposed to in your house, like?
Okay, integrity music, Hillsong, Pastor Ron Kinoli, Joyful Way.
Okay.
Yes, Mama Newman, Mama Mary Gansa,
Wow.
and Praise. I remember so well.
Praise, that's Soul Winners.
Soul Winners, yes.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. So do you remember the first time you ever sang in front of people or in front of a church?
Yes, Chapel Hill School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What occasion was it?
I think it was the graduation ceremony also, I remember.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, how was the feeling like? Over to school, with making you money and all this.
Well, mom was school and sitting poor. The stage fright, a lot of people, but God came through for me.
Wow. Wow. So growing up, who were your inspirations or your childhood idols? Like, hey, post a mommy to me, I want to be like her. Who were your childhood idols or inspiration?
Yes, Mama Amy Newman.
Oh, wow.
I liked her composure, her style, and the way she presented the gospel. It was so attractive.
Okay.
Yes, and Sissy Winans as well. Yes.
Wow. So can you dance like Mama Amy Newman? Since you are married.
I'm a fool, she says.
I know that woman can dance.
Oh, yes.
Because all her children are dancers. Okay. So now tell us about your musical journey. Okay, you grew up as a 3-year-old singing, making noise in the house. How was the journey like? How was the SS, uni? Can you take us through that progression?
Yes. Yes, I was singing in senior high school as well.
Which school?
I'm in Chapel Hill Senior High School. We were the first batch.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
My dream school was Wesley Girls, but I still identify as Wesley Girls.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Then, SS. After SS, uni. I didn't experience the, on campus kind of thing. I did bilingual secretaryship at Ghana Institute of Languages.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a hostel. Then I would go to campus for lectures. Okay. Later, I was enrolled at Ghana Institute of Journalism for my first degree in public relations. And also, so hostel, Namaba. And Sana Marie, my second degree at the same school in development communications.
Wow.
But in between, I wasn't out there, honoring invitations. I wasn't to be invited, but I was behind the scenes working on people's projects. Yes. So,
wow.
So Takrade has a special mention in my music journey because I was discovered by Koda in Takrade, and Koda introduced me to my first vocal production experience, and the rest is history.
Wow, how was that first conversation like? How the meeting or the call, or how was it like? What led to it?
Yes, so somewhere in 2005, Mama Newman was having a program. I think Mama was celebrating 20 years in ministry at that time. And my mother told me to have a word with the MC. I think it was Kojo Kumsen.
Okay.
Kojo Kumsen, yes. I was like, Kojo, they pay their tronium. Man, she was like, oh, just go. So we had a word with Kojo Kumsen, and I was given the opportunity. At the time I ministered, I think Koda had left, but some of the instrumentalists, recorded it on their phones. Me a cappella, I did my all-time favorite song, Alabaster Box, and Obika Sunday. I don't know who said, whoever sent it, the video to Koda. Please, wherever you are, God bless you. So a few days later, I received a call. That time I was not using a phone, so he called my father's number. That is, you have a call saying, hello, Esther today. We're from Kofi, Pocho, and the whole plan today. I'm so okay. So we called him the following day. I didn't know he was Koda.
Wow.
So I directed him to Nefia, make him say, oh, Koda. I was awestruck, starstruck, name it, and he was like, cool down. Then sorry, I don't want to cry. That time he had a very small studio. But when you don't know or a powerhouse, it was a whole music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yankupon was churning talents.
Yeah.
Lots of products from that head cook. So surprisingly, my first visit to Koda, I would say, was my first day at work.
We put you.
I say inside the boots. Then that time he was working on Minsa Daninete of Blessed Memory. He was working on his album. And Omamile some, and I was so tense. I was relaxed. My voice was so tiny. My vocals were tiny. 4 takes to cry was very light, but it was so sweet and crisp at that time. Could I say that's it? It was as though he was looking for a particular tone, and in God's own wisdom, he connected us.
Wow.
Yes, and since then, he had me on several albums and singles. And apart from that, he introduced me back when I relocated in Accra in 2009. He called his producer friends in Accra. They Charlie Miguel Bia Bahana. I was sort to one out on book BV scribed. The rest is history.
Wow. As for Koda, I know he does that.
Yeah.
He does that. He makes sure his the people around him. Whatever door he will just open for you. Wow. Let me get you tissue.
Okay.
Let me get you tissue.
Oh, I thought I was fine with this thing.
You are fine. You are still fine.
Thank you.
It's all part of it.
Yeah.
It's all part of it. So working with Koda, was there a time or a year you did some BVs that you went like, Esther, you can do better, or was there a time like that? Because I know Koda like excellence and all that.
Yes. Koda now. Obama fans, so but on case when you other people, sometimes when there were times they maybe feedback. Though, how was it in a day? Cool cry. All more fans, all more fans. But if we needed to make some edits, sometimes the artists would change their mind. They want this, they want some add-ons, and we would always, deliver.
Wow. Since we are talking about Koda, what were some of the fond memories? I know he used to tease you. You shared some fumigation jokes. Yes. What were some of those jokes and fond memories you had of him?
I think one of the days I'm okay for a session. We do gates na. Okay, Zion, be a gates next Esther. So I was like, So Zion was wondering how did he know them, but it's Mudri. I said, yes, who pay for me is the back of the fumigation exercise.
Wow. And what are some of the fond memories, apart from those times, the funny moments that you had with him?
Koda was truly a man of God. Koda was a Christian. Koda was spirit-led. Say, on take a particular step, he would not. And he encouraged us to seek the face of God. Koda encouraged us as superhumans and as superstars. Right from the beginning, he made us, take out the superstar celebrity mentality. It was all about being available for, the kingdom use and living a holy and righteous life. So there were times at Esther and a piano morning devotion. And it sounded humorous now, but he was very interested in our spiritual walk. And not only our spiritual walk. There were times, in my low moments, Koda would feel there was something wrong. Sometimes he would text, Steve, all is not well, yeah. Start talking in F sharp. Then, and apart from that, he no pede for kobo kind of thing. No disrespect to those who have not had the opportunity to further the education or something, but Koda wanted us to have that balance. It's good to be a Christian, it's good to be a singer or a band person, instrumentalist, but he was interested in our educational and corporate lives as well. So maybe say, well, last year, but what's your highest educational? I remember when I told him I wanted to pursue my master's. Which was you form so graduate say, oh, Esther, like today. And from time to time he would find out, how is it going and all of that. So he was a true father.
Wow.
A whole package of a father.
Wow. Wow. And what were some of the moments like during tours, like going for programs? What was the experience like playing with him on stage, touring, being invited here and there? What was the experience like?
First of all, we have to come prayed up as individuals and son as a group. And then he was very particular about our looks. Sometimes some big year be some time ago. Esther, watch my is back at the globe, I had to tone down on accessories now. The ladies need intimate skimpy dresses. You can wear body hugging dresses. You could not wear short dresses and all of that. And we didn't see it as a punishment because we were conveying a message. We were gospel music, as I said, some way, that it's not for entertainment. It's a transformative tool for actually bringing people into God's kingdom. It's, so Afrobeats message, message being a genre, the kind of genre that will best, project the message. So even if it's Afrobeat, Adowa, it's trap beats, it's ballad, it's or whatever it is, it could sound, some of the songs where they're better fit but you give off some dance moves and all of that. But we should not lose touch of the core message and the assignment. Yeah, so on stage, your look, your composure, and the heart to serve. Yeah, we were not there to, back. We were just sharing. It was a teamwork, a teamwork. We were on an assignment, and Koda always had this sense of urgency. And he didn't like lateness at all. Hey, later, no, them don't know you flow, papa, but you at the fish, Yeah, that was it.
Wow.
And his favorite quote, should I say quote? He would always say, "You have to hang around, kakra. Guys, Charlie, let's get moving. I have to get home. I'm going to give Rama a hug. And the kids must see me before they sleep. And sometimes you're putting guys, let me hear like we're trying to mimic Koda. Guys, let's get going. Uncle Kofi is going for a hug, Then we would yes.
Wow.
So he was a family man as well.
I can see that. I can see that it was wow, that's quite deep, like a deep revelation. I know he's a family man, but to have that kind of consistent statement, I'm going to give you a round. Wow, that's good. Wow. So where were you when you heard of the news?
So that fateful Sunday, I was in church. After singing, something went. So I don't know. I just felt there was something wrong. So very unusual of me. I stepped out. Na me pay go be outside the church, and I was outside. Everyone was wondering, Esther, And I developed a sudden cold.
Wow.
I felt there was something off.
Mm.
My MD was like, Esther, are you okay, Esther? I was like, no, there's something wrong, And someone called me a few minutes midwifery, and the person was like, and you so how I can some no at least try there or sugar coat in the kakra, but I didn't want to believe it. So I was so confused today. Mudri no, me the me door, me main door, kina mudri way, me gates.
Oh.
I was lost.
Wow.
I went upstairs. I said, hey. And I tried calling his brothers, Pastor Zuta, Pastor Neokai, and any other person I knew. I remember texting Koda. Eja, I call him Eja. Eja, are you okay? Every be a user busy. Every be a Nella and I engaged. Then one of the uncles sent the message that he had passed.
Charlie.
And I was home alone.
Wow.
I was screaming. It was not easy for me at all. It was till date. I find myself calling his number. Sometimes I forget that he's with the Lord.
Charlie.
It is well.
Yeah.
It
is well.
Yeah.
Wow. So what led to I choose to praise you, like deciding to do that as a tribute song? What led to that?
Okay. I choose to praise was written by Dr. Stephen Owusu of Stivo and the Broken Chains Music in Takrady. And when he sent me a number of songs, but there was something special about the song. I don't remember the time I was sending if God had I can't really remember. But after listening to the song and praying over it, I was like, oh, this song could pass for a tribute to Koda. I was praying about a tribute that would also be not more of lamentations and that kind of thing. We wanted something beyond Koda's death. No, it would still bless hearts. So I prayed over it and I shared it with Reverend Yokai, and it was like it's a good thing.
Wow.
He encouraged me. Yes, I know he wouldn't want me to mention that. He was very instrumental.
Wow. So was it MD Steve that suggested it, or you wanted to do it, but he had already sent you the songs?
He had already sent me the song.
Oh.
And I felt this song could pass for a tribute.
Wow.
So it's not like it was written after Koda's death.
Wow.
That's it was produced by Dr. Casey Alakwa.
Okay.
Yes. Emmanuel Bludo on drums, Hakim on guitar, Prince Senna on bass. Who else? Outlook on mix and mastering.
Okay.
So for Shadrach Yosen, production coordinator.
Wow.
And it's been a blessing.
And that's what won the award, right?
Yes.